Hello everyone, and today we are back for another Loomian Legacy Top 5 video, and we're going to be talking about the top 5 event roamers in all of Loomian Legacy. So these are roamers that are counted in events, and any roamer that you find in the main story will not count for this list. With that out of the way, let's head right onto this top 5. So, number 5 onto this list is going to be Garum attack form from the Halloween event. So, Garum attack form is one of the best wall breakers in all of Loomian Legacy. It has 155 attack damage on both sides, while also having some awesome coverage. It has Earth Air Stab with Dark Brawler coverage. It can even run Mine Ancient coverage if you really want to. It also has other support moves like Provoke, Return to Sender, Empathize, Barbs. There are other moves you can actually run with Garum attack form. And while there are other Garum forms that can probably run those other moves better, what Garum attack form does best is attacking. That's why it's named attack form. I mean, it has 155 attack on both sides, one of the best mixed attackers in all of Loomian Legacy, and with its fast speed stat, it could definitely sweep teams really easily. The biggest flaw with Garum attack form, and the reason why it is this low on the list, is because it's really frail. It's the frailest Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy, so even neutral hits can one-shot this Loomian sometimes. You gotta be kind of careful using this Loomian. But, if used correctly with Barbs, Garum attack form can be very devastating, and that's why it's number 5 on this list. Number 4 onto this list is going to be Aalos from the Christmas event. Aalos has risen a lot recently, and it's mainly because of its brand new move, Drudge. With its pretty good speed stat and really high melee attack, you could actually make this a really good late game sweeper with Drudge. After one Drudge, this Loomian can be extremely dangerous. I mean, one of the best Drudge Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy right here. It also has very good coverage, it has Brawler Dark coverage while having Water Ice Stab. And while its stab moves aren't the best, water type Loomians can wall you. You have Gnarly Gash and Rogue Assault for coverage, which does give you a lot of options. You can also run Brawn Boost to run a wall breaking Aalos. You can run Soft Water to heal your health back. You can run Driving's Force to drive out the opposing Loomians. You can run Icicle Traps to get traps up. And Aqua Body is a very good Loomian for Ice-type teams. If you're running a team full of Ice types and you need an Ice-type Loomian that can soak Fire-type attacks, you can use an Aalos. And its secret ability is also very dangerous with Drudge. And that's why Aalos is this high on the list. It has so much. It has great bulk, great attack, and a good speed stat. And that's why Aalos is number 4 on the list. Number 3 onto the list is going to be another Christmas event Loomian, and Wobbles. Of course, Wobbles is the best Loomian from the Christmas event. It was number 1 in my top 5 Christmas Loomian, so of course this thing was going to rank pretty high. It's also probably one of the best tanks in Loomian Legacy as well. And it's also gotten brand new moves recently. Has Earthquake and Rogue Assault, which is awesome. Very good for the hasty Wobbles, and very good for wall-breaking Wobbles sets as well. But the thing that makes Wobbles the best, it's its ability to soak hits, and its ability to drive opposing Loomians out. With Ignorant, setup sweepers are no longer existent when this thing is on the field, because those setup sweepers will not be able to beat you. As you can see, this Sorelli can get as many boosts as it wants, but it's never going to do a lot of damage to Wobbles. This Loomian also has Deep Freeze, so it can hit water type super effectively. It can actually Driving Force the opposing Loomians as well. And unlike Aalos, this thing also has Barbs and Icicle Traps, meaning that you can run them both on this Loomian and utilize it to its fullest potential. And it also has Luster Loot that can heal health back. Wobbles is awesome, and it doesn't need Rejuvenate to be amazing, as it's amazing already. Number 2 onto this list is going to be Garum Defense Form from the Halloween event. Yeah, Garum Defense Form is going to also rank pretty high on this list, and the reason why I ranked it higher than Wobbles is because of all the moves Garum Defense Form has. Remember what I said in the Garum attack form segment that you could run a lot of different moves on Garum? Well, take like that, but Gargolem defense form's even better, mainly because it has really good bulk on both sides. And while it doesn't have the best defensive typing in the world, it's good enough to be utilized to its fullest potential. Just like Wobbles, it has Barbs and Driving Force, which can be extremely dangerous. It also has Scapegoat, Provoke, Slapdown utility, Mudslide utility, Icicle Trap utility, Empathize utility. So yeah, this thing has all the support moves you could ever think of. I think the only support move it really doesn't have is Hypnotize, and that's kind of it. Gargolem defense form has everything. And while its speed stat isn't the best, while its speed stat is lower than Wobbles, it's still good enough to outspeed most tanks, and with Barbs and Driving Force, this thing can be a menace against any team. And that's why it's number 2 on the list. Honorable mentions for this list, and honorable mention number 1 is Nevermare from the Halloween event. Nevermare is still a very good late game sweeper, but the reason why it isn't on the list is because it has fallen recently. Despite that, it still has a very good defensive typing, and it can still sweep teams if utilized correctly. A lot of people run a bulk up Rangeful plushie set, and it can be extremely dangerous with it. So yeah, Nevermare is still a very good event roamer to use. The second honorable mention is Nimue, and Nimue is awesome. This thing hits hard with Incandescent, and it also has Pivot. It also has a very good range defense, meaning it can actually soak hits on the range side as well. The only reason why it isn't on the list, though, is because it is a very bad offensive Loomian. Its offensive typing is kind of bad. So that's why it isn't on the list at all, despite being a good roamer. The best event roamer in all of Loomian Legacy is Metronet from the Halloween event. It's not even close. Metronet is an Uber. And Metronet is one of the best Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy right now. Even before its Soul Burst, this Loomian was always a monster. With Hypnotize Peace of Mind, this Loomian was unstoppable. But now with Soul Burst, this Loomian is even more unstoppable now. It gains bulk. It gains melee attacks, so you can run a mixed version. It has an ability that can lifesteal its health back, which is awesome. And while it does have lower range defense, it doesn't matter if you set up a Peace of Mind before you Soul Burst. And its offensive typing is awesome. Mind Dark is awesome, while having Pyrokinesis for coverage makes Metronet even better. You can even run the Splitting Headache set with Mysterious Dust, and that can hit extremely hard as well. You can run the Health Amulet Hypnotize set. You can run the Soul Burst Hypnotize set. Heck, you can even run a Mega Punch set to hit bug types that you're weak to. There's no contest. Metronet is by far the best event roamer in all of Loomian Legacy, and probably the best Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy right now. And here it is, Metronet, the best event roamer in all of Loomian Legacy. Today, there should be a new Christmas event out, and hopefully they add a new Christmas roamer. And I'm going to be ranking how good that Christmas roamer will be once it comes out. So get ready for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 5 list, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!